All right, then. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's installment of Bathrobe Moments. After dark. That's right, after dark. Wait a minute. Oh, let me dim the lights. Turn off the lights. No, let me stop. It ain't that kind of show. Um. Oh, you are already up on the screen. You know what? Hold on.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, and see you. Didn't even wait for me to call you. Okay. Nothing like anxiousness. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you left me a chat too. What'd you say? I can hear the music. I bet you can. Oh, well, now where'd you go? Turn your video back on. Yeah, come on in. How are
Oh,
you?
okay. I'm
How's it?
doing great.
So we're in a different modality tonight. We're going straight to Zoom. Um now, wait a minute. Okay, there you are. I was wondering where you were. Let me turn this light back on. I'm too dark. Okay, okay. I've never used this light at nighttime, so I'm trying to see how I look. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, there. So how are you tonight, Keesa?
I'm doing great, Lauren. How are you tonight?
I'm good. I am good. Well, so this morning, dang it, I think I threw my notes away from this morning. Well, anyway, welcome to the show. I wanted to get you back here tonight to talk about some of the things that we kind of skirted over earlier this morning on today's bathrobe moment. And so start at the beginning. Tell everybody what you do today, who you are, where you live. And I know you're a single mother of three. Why do I hear an echo? You got two things open?
No. Are you still hearing an echo? I'm
I wonder if
turning
it's
down the
me.
volume.
Okay. There. There we go.
Can
There
you
we go.
can you hear
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good. So you are in the Las Vegas area. You're a single mother of three. Welcome, Mark. And oh, Mark Kuczynski, how are you? People are coming in. So you guys, hi, and thank you for joining us tonight. This is an impromptu bathrobe moments after dark with our guest today, Keesa Gooden. She was with us this morning. We had just gotten into the good part, but the broadband on the new platform was so powerful and so weak at the same time. It kept booting her off. So I felt she'd been cheated out of probably 30% of her time this morning. And I wanted her to have the opportunity to share her story in its completion, at least an hour's worth. So she's back with us tonight. And when we left this morning, we were just at the point where you were telling us about your nonprofit, which is called.
I'm hearing you. You're breaking up a little bit. So it's Putting Things Right, USA Inc. And last year I founded another one called Global Awaken Initiative Inc. And we didn't touch on that today.
I was going to say, that's the first I've heard of this one. I'm going to turn my volume
Yes.
down a little too. There we go. Okay. So when we got out of here this morning, hi, Mark. Good to see you, man. When we left this morning, you were just getting to the point where you were telling us, and I showed the picture in tonight's promo, where you were at your peak of, what was it,
20 pounds.
420 pounds. Tell everybody a little bit, first of all, how old you were when you hit that peak, and what were some of the contributing factors, and take us up to that moment where you said they told you, if you're alive in 3 months, we'll try to help
Yeah.
you. If you're
We'll
alive.
try to help if I'm alive. So before, what was leading up to that was a prior accident, which caused me some problems with my lower back. So I wasn't able to be as active as I used to before the weight, the extra weight. And then also a knee surgery. I had to do a left knee surgery at the time as well because of the accident. And then relocate to Germany and being in an abusive relationship, which was a narcissistic abusive relationship.
Now,
That relationship.
were you a military wife?
So yes, my ex-husband had joined the military during the time we were together. Yes.
So the American military or some other countries?
The American military. He's from Africa, but he joined the American military.
And you were in an abusive relationship?
Yes, and it was mainly majority narcissistic, how would you say, emotionally unseen abuse. So the kind of relationship that makes you feel less worthy of yourself, that makes you feel like you need to do everything for that person, but in return, that person does nothing for you except put you under kind of like a mat, you know? And sometimes you question your reality, if it's you that's, kind of crazy, or is this really going on? Where's the love that was there in the first time, when you first met? So it took me years, even after the relationship, to understand that I was in a narcissistic relationship because of the things that happened to me and the isolations and stuff like that, meaning that having no one but that person.
So tell me something.
Mhm.
When you were in this relationship, what about the family members and stuff that knew the real you? Did they not see you changing right before their eyes? Did no one, no close friends, or how did he take you away from everybody? How did someone not get in there and say, wait a minute, what's going
So
on, girl? You ain't who you used to be.
I never saw my mom until 3 years ago. I just saw her 3 years ago. So throughout that whole time period, I before the relationship, I used to go back and forth to England to see my mom. But during that relationship, I didn't. I only saw my mom once or twice. So she never really saw. And majority of my family is in UK, but she hear the conversation. I will call her and I will talk to her and I will tell her, "Mommy, something is not right. There's something wrong," and I will tell her, but she hasn't, saw me, how big I was, all of these things. No, so it wasn't really any help for me. And
Well, wait a
if you,
minute. Were you
hmm
keeping it purposely from her? I mean,
I
you
think
have three children. You didn't. What
yeah.
about pictures at Christmas? What about birthday parties and family? Didn't she say, send me some pictures of my grandbabies and, and you and the babies,
Other than what I post on Facebook, no. And never got a comment about how big I was getting, like how huge I was getting. As a child, my mom used to tell me that I'm overweight. Okay. And I gained
Okay.
220 pounds in the relationship when I joined that relationship. So I gained 220 pounds. So I joined that relationship at 190 and I left that relationship at 420.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I think because of the responsibilities, not just with the kids, but with how pressured I felt, I didn't feel like I had anything to give myself. I didn't even went to college at that time. I didn't even have a college degree at that time. So I didn't know me. I didn't even have a clue what Keesa Gooden was.
So what about your children? Now you admitted this morning that you were at one point bedbound. So how are you
Yes.
caring for your family at this point?
Yeah, so they were there. They were in Germany. I was still caring for them. Bedbound, meaning that I couldn't go out. So I still could move around in the house, but I wasn't able to go out and walk. So like for example, when I went to Walmart, I would have to use those shopping carts to drive around in the Walmart and stuff. And the kids were there with me. They also helped me out, a bit. They're very independent kids, especially now. Yeah. So they used to help me out a lot, basically, when I was in that situation.
So let me ask you something. What is the world like inside of a 400 plus pound body? I mean, like going into a regular bathroom, sitting on a regular commode, um, reaching down to get the trash can underneath the sink, reaching up to get something off the top of the fridge. You know what's making me ask this? Because, right
Hmm.
now I'm at home recuperating from a complete knee replacement.
Right,
And you don't
right. Yeah,
realize how many things you need flexibility for until you don't have that said flexibility. So I'm saying, if I know that I'm so restricted just from a knee that is
yeah,
swollen like this right now for a couple months, what must it feel
yeah.
like? And then let's get into, what was it like when you went into the world and you saw the looks, you saw the whispering behind hands, and you have to pretend you don't see or feel it happening. Start with the other and take us through that if you could.
Okay, so being bedbound and being at home and have limited physicality, it's just that spirit that's screaming, move this, do that. So it's like you're forcing yourself to do things. You're forcing yourself to move. This is not you. You know, you look in the mirror and you're seeing, someone else. Well, a gigantic body looking back at you. It's not you. It's like, I would say, a reality confusion. Because in my spirit, I feel so light. I'm still big, but I feel so light. I feel like I can fly, right? But
Oh.
when I was going through all of that, because the mental, and I would say the emotional abuse back, dealing with that situation, I think it destroyed my self-worth as a human being and as a woman. I didn't know I had this much potential in me because it took that away. And then even with norm of being out there and driving the car, at that time I was 23, so you're looking at elderly person driving the carts in Walmart, and here comes a 23-year-old girl, look like she's about 50, right?
Mm.
Driving a cart in Walmart, and you just, like you said, have to close a blind eye and just continue doing,
So,
yeah.
did you feel that there was any sense of body dysmorphia going on? You know, like an anorexic person will look in and see themselves completely huge. Did you see
Hmm.
yourself as what you really were, or did you see it as, well, it's not that bad?
No, I
When you
never
looked
saw
in the mirror,
myself.
when you looked
I
in the
never
mirror,
saw. I never saw myself.
you didn't see yourself as 420 pounds.
Yeah, but I never saw myself. Let me see if I can. I never. Let me see if I can explain it to you. Was big.
Yeah.
I never saw myself as being skinny. Never saw myself as being big. I saw my spirit of soaring. I don't know how to explain it. I saw this bright spirited young woman that has the rest of the world in front of her, a rest of her life in front of her. So I always felt sexy and felt, full and complete. I've never saw that. So
Mm.
as I am getting older and learning about health and learning about fitness and learning about, then it's like a reality just like, hit me in my face. Like, girl, you're 420 pounds. You know, you got to do something.
And you're 23 years old. What about your peers? Your peers are going out to clubs and malls and parties and dinners and dating, and you already are married with 3 kids, and here you are living and existing inside of a 420-pound body. Now, let's talk about just the physicality of it all.
Yeah.
How hard was it to breathe?
Very hard, and I
And
I suffered from asthma, so it was very hard to breathe and to do the regular stuff. I would say I take my kids out maybe 3 to 4 times for the year while I was there in Germany. No clubbing, no partying, no normal stuff that 23-year-old would do. Same thing now at 33. No normal stuff, none of that. I don't know how to explain it. It was, I'm home, and as long as my body's home when my husband come, it's okay. That's all he cared about, a body inside the house. There was nothing else that was important.
wow.
Yeah.
So,
No, let's go
wow.
walking, go to the gym, let's none of that. There was no
So,
support there.
so did you ever worry that he was seeing other women or
I
anything
knew
like,
he was
oh, he
I knew he
was?
was. I knew it. I knew it 100% because he always had a lot of skinny friends, female friends, very
Oh,
skinny. And I've always said, and I've always said to him, why don't you just give me a divorce and go marry one of those skinny girls? Because you always have a lot of skinny friends. And, as a woman, intuition, if the person is cheating or not because you're not involved sexually. So it's like, okay, he's getting it from somewhere else, right? So he will always deny it, of course. Man, always deny it. But I know he was a lot always doing that. Yeah.
okay. So you get to this point, everything is on the bottom rung. You're
Yes.
down in the crispers at the bottom of your emotional refrigerator.
Yes.
What is the turning point where you go, you know what? I'm done. I'm getting ready to change this. What happened to make you start thinking that way? And how did you get that momentum going to turn this around? Because obviously you did. Look at you.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say the starting point was, okay, I need to release the weight, right? Because I need to start being healthy. Okay. But what really hit home for me was when I was 25. When I was 25, I had a party at my home at the time in Germany still. And everyone there was at the party. Everyone was okay. Everyone was happy, But for some reason, I looked around and I said, is this what my life going to be like? Same old cycle, same old thing, same old people, husband leave, husband go away, come back, new pregnancy, we got to take care of the new pregnancy, and then the same old thing. And I said, if this is what life is going to be like, then I don't need to do this life. So I need my life. I need to take my life back. And I decided to left my ex-husband at the time. I decided to take the 3 kids from Germany and move back to the USA. I didn't care about my benefits that they were giving me, the housing that they were giving me. I didn't care about any of it. Took the kids. I said, I have to get my life back. And I enrolled in college online. Actually, I enrolled in the university online and enrolled in a real estate course online. And I was doing that while I was on the plane coming over on the phone.
Wow.
To change my life, and basically came over and started out in a friend's house, one room with the 3 kids, and I started and I built from there.
Wow. So
Yeah.
take us up to the point where this is what blew my scalp back, because I don't have no hair. Blew my scalp back this morning when you said you went to the powers that be, the medical powers that be, for help, and they said,
Yeah.
if you're still alive in 3 months,
Yes.
come back and holler at us. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, they basically they don't want to touch me because I was in a foreign country. I'm American and I'm in Germany. The Germans did not want to touch me.
Okay.
For this surgery. So they said if they touch me for this surgery, they're guaranteeing that there's a chance I'm going to die. And they said, if you could live past the 3 months, give it your shot for the 3 months. And I was like, I'd rather take the chance on your table that you do this surgery and I then try to survive the way things is going for the next 3 months. Because I knew if I get even approved or granted for surgery, I'm going to make it through. I knew that. I don't know how I know, but I just knew it.
So you're saying to them, a mother of 3 children, that, okay, listen, I will leave my children motherless. I'll take my chances of dying on the table, but I need this that badly.
Yeah, it wasn't about the surgery. It was about the willpower to take my life back because I had put it in the hands of my ex-husband. So it wasn't about it. I don't know how to explain it. It was like I'm a body at home that feels dead already. That no matter how much I try to make my spirit shine, no matter how much I try to make my spirit flourish, I felt so drained and dead that if the feel my body got lighter, it will give me the willpower to take my own life back in my hands. Because when I met my ex, I was only 190. And I was easygoing, like easy. Now with this big body, he used to tell me, "Who's want you? Nobody's going to want you." And those are the kind of mind games. Those are the games that he used to put in my mind to kill the self-worth that I have. So yeah, it was I don't know how to explain it. It's something to live.
You're doing a good job of it.
It's something to live through. And it's not, I don't think everyone survived that.
No. And Keesa, do you believe, now wait a minute.
Have you always wanted to start your own business, your own nonprofit? Are you a closet entrepreneur? Well, Keesa Gooden can help you set up everything from your 501c status in less than 90 days. Help with business taxes and back taxes. She's your personal business assistant. So contact her today at www.camfinancialsgroup.com. That's KAM financialsgroup.com.
So this ex-husband, do you believe he had a predisposition, already thought out plan that, hey, she's prime for me to get in her head and manipulate her? Do you think that was his intention from the beginning, or did he slip into this persona? What was that?
Okay, so to be honest, looking over the history and even to present right now, I feel that's a natural trait. It's a narcissistic trait. And after meeting his family and his dad has 5 wives in Africa. Oh. And after how they treated us in Africa, I realized that it's a family. So when you go to a family and everyone else is bad, but your husband is the good guy, and then you realize that, oh, they all the same. So that's the situation I was in. How could you be in such an evil family? How could they do these things? They do unhumane things. How could they do it? And when I realized the journey and the stuff that I've been through with him, it's the same. It's the same thing.
So women, I'm sure that you, in your travels and the work you do with nonprofits and your messaging and coaching and whatnot, when you meet other women who are in all types of different shades of abuse, emotional, physical, spiritual, mental, is there a similarity between all of the abuses, or are they all their own animal?
I think abuse is abuse, but the worst form of abuse is the internal abuse, which is the mental abuse, which is called narcissistic abuse. The scars are unseen. You can see bruises on the skin, but in her mind, I don't like to curse, but the mind, the damage that it does to the mind, it's worse than the scars, because when a man or someone hits a person, the skin can heal and it can get better. And pretty soon you'll forgot where the bruise was. Mm-hmm. But when a man hurts a woman so drastically in the mind, it's not even forgetting where the bruise is, identifying where the scar that he put inside your mind is, to even heal that scar, to release it, to move forward. Even to just find it, it's there, you're feeling it, and you're feeling it in your headspace, but you can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't touch it, and you can't explain it to anyone.
You know, when you describe this stuff, Keesa, you make it feel like a place, I'm gonna keep it real, a place I would never want to venture into. I don't know. I don't know if I can handle it. And I don't know how you did. So tell me this. Okay, you get away from the ex-husband. How long ago was that?
So the full thing didn't end and still haven't ended.
Explain that.
Okay, so the cycle of him has not ended, because even though we're not together physically, the kind of emotional abuse he caused to me when he comes in contact with me, or even calls, or even, and it's still there. It is something that I've been trying to, or been working on healing for years after years. So it is still and it's, how can I explain this? What's the best word for this? So it's like a scar that was healed, but you keep picking the scab off of it. And it has nothing to do with forgive the person for destroying you and destroying everything about you. But every time, you know, I reach at a point where I'm successful and everything is good, and my mental, you know, ambiance and everything is great, this person just shows up again. Just shows up with the same antics that created, you know, a lot of mental trauma for me. So, you know, it's a good thing. I don't think you really lose a narcissistic partner. Not when you have kids with them.
That's what I was going to say. It's not like you're just saying, come on in as you know, come and go as you please. It's not a turnstile thing. You have to, because you have children in common.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what about this? So you have been away from him physically for how long?
So I saw him 2 years ago. He came to Vegas, and he came to Vegas twice within the 2 years to see the kids. So I saw him 2 years ago, and that brings back a lot of stuff inside of me that I didn't even know existed. But prior to that, I would say I saw him 2 years before that.
So in
So
4 years, twice.
in 4 years, twice. Yeah,
Okay, now,
pretty much.
and you were legally divorced how long ago?
6 years ago.
6 years ago. So you've seen him
Yeah.
twice in 4 years. You've been divorced legally for 6 years. And
Yes.
how many relationships have you had since leaving him?
One relationship because I got married again. And yeah.
Okay. No, but I'm saying I'm surprised because I wouldn't have expected that, but maybe it was too soon.
Yeah. Yes, very too soon, because not only did that drag me down the same road, I did not go into that relationship my worth.
So wait a minute.
It
Don't
was,
tell me you chose
yeah.
another narcissistic man.
Yeah, but I ended that fastly. I ended that within 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 to 4 weeks. Well,
So,
yeah.
Keesa, what is it? Is it a codependency? Do you need that? What is that?
Okay, so it's a codependency as in needed it, because if I needed it, I would have stayed, especially with the second one, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
I try to identify myself to say, okay, but the I think that what I thought was love, the word thought it was love, and it wasn't love, because I'm loving and caring about someone, but yet they're only caring about themselves and what they can get from me and from my pockets. So it's not the same. I don't know how to explain it.
So at this point in your life,
Hmm.
what type, and for someone else, let's say from you to that girl, that woman
Yeah.
out there who is sitting there and she's saying, that kind of sounds like what I feel.
Yeah.
I wonder, could that be what I'm dealing with? What are some of the definitive red flags that you, as an authority on this subject, because you definitely are an authority, what are a few of the red flags that someone can look for that could signify, girl, you better get your shit and run, because you most likely are in a narcissistic relationship? I'm just saying.
Okay, so yes. Okay, so Lauren, the red flags are easy to spot with a narcissist. Okay, a narcissist does not want a woman that's doing, or a male that's doing better than them. So they don't want the woman to be. The reason why, here's this. So when you're doing great, and the narcissist will come to break you down, and then when you're doing bad, they leave you basically, high and dry. And then when you go back to being great again, they show up and they love you again. Okay. So these are the traits that I experience. Also with the narcissist husband, no, there's no peace in the household. There's not me supporting you to get to the next level. There's none of that. It's me, 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 me. My job, my hours, my this, my. You got to watch the kids, so I go do this, I go do that. And then the days when when the other party needs to go do something, there's always an argument. So, like, for example, I'll just use an example. There's days when I had to take my college courses, and he's supposed to pick the kids from school, and he knows I'm in a test, and he will deliberately leave the kids at school so that the police can be called, knowing that I'm in a test prior to. So these are the things
To sabotage your success.
To sabotage my success. Anything to sabotage the other person's success. Now, a real marriage, and what I've learned over all these bad experiences, a real couple support each other to grow they build each other up. They
Absolutely.
are always there
Absolutely.
supporting each other, and they will go to hell and back for the person, not the other way around. Not one party suffering and struggling and sacrificing, the other person not doing the same when it's their turn to do it, right? So it's both people supporting each other. Hey, you're doing this, I like that. What can I do to make your job easier? What can I do to make your career better? Do you need me to watch the kids while you go work on this contract? Do you need me to? This is what a real partnership looks like. But I was too young when I got into that situation, so I didn't have standard for what a
Right.
partnership looked like.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's many, yeah, there's many young girls going through the same thing right now. And then the other thing.
Have you always wanted to start your own business, your own nonprofit? Are you a closet entrepreneur? Well, Keesa Gooden can help you set up everything from your 501c status in less than 90 days. Help with business taxes and back taxes. She's your personal business assistant. So contact her today at www.camfinancialsgroup.com. That's KAM financialsgroup.com.
Okay. Are you
You
back?
hear me?
Yeah, there you
Yes.
go. You're back. Okay,
Okay.
awesome. So
I was saying the key one is when they put your work down.
man, I'm telling you what, let me ask you, do you feel like, I know with a lot of manipulators and a lot of abusers, there's a grooming process. Like they
Yeah.
pick people out. They know, they look for traits
Yeah.
before they even approach you, and they
Yeah.
know. So do you think these types of people choose you based on something you're showing them that's a weakness?
Yes, and I think I was chosen because I was fat. I'm just going to tell you like that. I was a big woman, and I did not know my worth. I did not saw my beauty. I did not saw any of that. So I'm 17 and he's 33. There's common
Wow.
sense that there is a huge age gap difference, right? But being that I was on my own, I had no family to really look out for me too. So that could be one of the reasons I was targeted in that situation. And
You
even
know,
to
what it sounds like, Keesa? It almost or closely resembles sex trafficking.
pretty much because I'm a teenager.
A
Was a
teenager, a grown-ass man, using
Yeah.
his experience and worldly knowledge to
Yes.
manipulate, impregnate,
Yeah.
keep you
Yep.
locked down, breaking you
Bound.
further down.
Mhm.
So you're just a mass of, I don't know what you'd call it.
Yeah.
Let's ask
I was.
this one. Let's ask this one.
Mhm.
Before they told you if you're alive in 3 months,
Mhm.
how many times had you considered, this ain't worth it, I should just kill myself? Or had you?
No, not to kill myself. I should just leave. I need to
Okay.
get up and go. I wanted to run. I didn't know how far I would get. I just wanted to go. Like him at home, everything that was going on, we both could be there. We both could not be there. I just wanted to be out of it, meaning that come back to America, start over, do everything to be me, who I know. I didn't want to die. I felt dead already. I wanted to live.
Okay, that's a great point. You
Yeah, I
felt
wanted
dead
to live.
already and you wanted to live.
Yeah,
So
I wanted to
explain,
live.
you get this chance to live because you left, you got away.
Yeah. Yes.
Then you found your way back to yet another similar, if not almost damn near identical relationship.
Yes, but the thing is, I was aware it was identical, so I left that shortly after.
But
Meaning
why
that it
even
didn't.
go there at all is what we're asking. What
Because I did
was
not
it?
know. I did not know. The
What's
person
it?
wasn't there
Do you
physically.
feel did you feel, are you one of those people, Kessa? You know, some people, they break up with somebody and the next week they with somebody.
Oh no,
Some,
no, not me.
well, because you were
No.
so young, I had to ask. You're so
Yeah.
young, and some people don't know how to be by themselves.
Yeah, no, not me. I've been single 3 years now. No, I
Well,
love being by
now,
myself.
but I mean,
Yeah,
before you married the second one, how long were
I
you by
was
yourself?
2 years, 2 years. And to be honest, it's really 4 years because physically I wasn't with a person.
Okay.
So I left in 2012. So I never was with anyone physically through in that whole time. Even when I even got back with him, it was on and off, like, I would say 2, 3 months. But it was never so through the time from 2012 to 2020. I would say if you add up the months together, I was with two person for about 6 months
Let me
through
ask you
the eight
this,
years.
and we're
Mm-hmm.
not going to judge you. We're not going to judge
Yeah.
you. I think it's
Yes.
important that we address it. And
Mhm.
if you feel comfortable answering honestly, then do so.
Sure.
During this entire time,
Mm-hmm.
has there ever been a time, Kessa, where you sit, you lay there just by yourself and you go, the you that we're looking at now, and you
Uh-huh.
go, God, I miss that man.
No.
So there's never anything about that that says like, hey, come on,
Uh-uh. No,
girl.
no, no,
You know you want some
no,
more of this, girl.
no, 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 no. I'll take my chances. I'll be single until I die. I'll take my
Okay.
chances.
Okay.
No,
Well,
I'll take my chances. When we first got divorced, there was this sexual energy between us, if that's what you're talking about.
because that
Okay.
happens a
But
lot.
right, but it wasn't because of me wanting him. It was, I don't know how to explain that. That was because of I'm leaving an abusive relationship and being pulled back in. And I realized the pattern and I put a stop to that because I wasn't going to go back into it. I
Hmm.
realized this is what I'm being used for. This is what I am for. So I don't want to be pulled back into that
Right.
situation.
You
Yeah.
guys, you guys who are joining us, thank you for coming aboard. Sunny Von Cleveland, Mark Stephen Polar, all the way from the UK. And Sri, how are you? My niece, Seminar Thompson, and Annie says so, Kalizo. Hi, you guys. Thank you for joining us. You're in the midst of a bathrobe moment after dark with my guest from earlier today. And she's here today to tell us all about everything. Keesa, Keesa Gooden. She's here to tell us how, as a young girl, at 23 years old, she entered a relationship with a man, 30 some years old. You're a senior?
No, at 17, I entered a relationship.
Right, 17, and he was
33.
33. She entered the relationship at 190 pounds, and he used that to exploit her and take her all the way up to 400 and
420.
420
420
pounds
pounds.
to keep her and manipulate her to where he could do whatever he wanted, say whatever he wanted, and she would just deal with it. 3 children later, here she is, a successful realtor. She has two nonprofits. She is coaching and doing all kinds of things to empower women um, and help shed some light on how to not let this happen to you. And what I find interesting about your story, Keesa, is that you really pound that methodology, that mindset home about narcissistic relationships. And I'm gonna tell you
Yes.
something. I'm keep it real, that there are people in my world who fall right in that seriously, and I can't
Yes.
stand. That
Yeah.
is the worst. That is the, because that stuff that comes out of a narcissistic person's mouth makes you willing to look at him and
Yes.
be like,
Yeah.
did you
Yep.
just, I know
Yep.
you didn't just say,
Yep.
okay, I'm getting ready to catch a case.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus,
Yeah.
Jesus, keep me
You
near.
you
They
you have
make
to
you,
ground yourself. They make you lose it. They make you, yeah.
kill you. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just keeping it real because
They
they
make you
don't
lose
even
it.
get it.
They don't. And you and they blame you for being the one who is caring and sympathizing.
Now, what
They
I
think
find
that's a weakness.
That's a
Yeah.
weakness. Exactly. And you know what I
Yeah.
find very interesting about a narcissistic abuser is
Yeah.
they are the ones who will never put their hands on somebody. Very seldom will they become physical.
Yeah.
It's amazing that they get away with what I mean. You can see when somebody gonna beat you down. Okay, okay.
Right. You could
Ooh, leave
see
me alone.
scars.
Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
You could see the scars. Yeah. But
But they
yeah,
create scars way that go
you
way
can't heal.
deeper.
Yeah, it takes a while to heal those scars. I've dealt with it. So I can tell you from personal experience what it does to the mind of being in that kind of narcissistic relationship.
Kessa, today, do you feel that you deal with any form at all of PTSD from those years that you spent in that relationship? Do you
So
have
I
it
wouldn't,
sounds like it because you talk about triggers,
yeah,
whether you
I won't,
call them that or not. You'll
yeah,
say
I won't say,
when he shows up,
yeah,
what
he
it does.
triggered me. He triggers me sometimes. The reason why is because I can't believe he's 50 now and still has age. 50.
Yeah, and he getting better at it.
Right. So it's like this. So for example, I'm 33. I see a way of the future of being an entrepreneur, being a successful independent woman, and I am the type that wants the same for my kids, and he's the one who's in a 9 to 5 job, and he still sees that as the way to be. He still sees that as the absolute way, and basically I'm brainwashing the kids because I'm teaching them how that they could be, financially successful. But he sees that him asking a boss for days off is more is a just take a day off when I want to. So
Now
I have to still convince my yeah.
let me ask you this: is he in a relationship right now?
He's married to a 33-year-old woman with 2 kids.
There you go. That's my
Yeah,
point. There
yeah.
you see how easy it is for him to just constantly keep and she's living the same life that you were.
Yeah, same thing, same thing,
Now
same thing.
have you and her ever
Yeah,
spoken? Have you ever spoken to
I've s-
her?
I saw her once, a skinny black girl, just like the girls he always hang around.
Mm.
Yes,
But you think
and
he's
I don't
treating
mean to
her?
say black.
No,
I don't mean
no.
to say black. African American. Sorry.
Okay. So do you believe she is living the same life that you were with him, even though she's a skinny woman?
I think he's worse than before because even communicating with him right now, I can barely tolerate his energy, to be honest. So I think he's just stuck now in that form, and he's going to be stuck like that until the day he die. Um, it, I think he's treating her worse, and I feel that because they both are in the military, they don't really interact as much as when we were together.
Right.
So she made the thing about that type of relationship, you don't know you're in a narcissistic relationship until you lose all your friends, all your family, all your mental stability, all of that. You don't know it.
Ah, so it's
Right.
not so easy to
It's not so
identify
easy.
until it's too late.
No, until it's too late, because what happened is you go back off of the memory of him being so sweet.
The grooming process.
The grooming process, right? You keep going back to, where's the sweetness, where's the kindness, where's the love in 1 month that we had together. I'm pretty sure it could come back.
What?
And you
That must have
you
been
spend
one humdinger of a month. 'Cause,
you yeah, you wonder where it is, when it's gonna come. It never will come back because it's a mask. It's a
so
mask
how
that he put.
so how do
Yeah.
you feel about you today?
I am proud of myself, and it took me a while. Let me tell you, I've struggled with understanding that the way things were is not how it's supposed to be. So let me give you an idea. Even after accomplishing a lot of things, I never found my worth. It took me a while to understand that, okay, this is valuable, this is worth something. It took me a while. It take me years to understand that you're not worthless. Doesn't matter. Even though this same person, even till today, was telling people rumors, try to put me down. I have to still convince myself, Kessa, look what you have done. You are 33. You are allowed
Young.
to make, yeah, you're allowed to make any mistake you want at this point. Because from 17 till 33, the stuff you've been through, I'm surprised you're still surviving, man. I'm surprised you still even have the spirit going to
You think?
make it.
Girl, I'm telling you what. I'm chilling. I got chills from the top to the bottom of my body, and it's so true. It's so I don't know how you've done it. I don't know how you've done it. You've lived a lifetime and a half of stuff
Yes.
in a short amount of time. But you know what that
Yes.
means? You know what that means? That means that what you will do from now forward, the rest of your story is going to change so many lives that it makes every day that you've ever lived, it puts it into perspective. Everything you lived had to be.
Yeah.
It had to be. And I believe this. Kessa, I believe this with everything within me. The earlier and the deeper the pain that we are forced to live, the louder our voice is throughout the ages to heal and change and become a legacy piece. And so
Yeah.
I tell you to celebrate that now because you got it on the front end. You got it in and out on the front end. And now the rest of it, you can count it all joy. Count it all joy.
Yes.
And get out there and you keep changing lives. And so again, take everybody, tell them all the things you have going in your world today. And then I want to go back and ask you, out of your children, how many are boys?
2 boys and 1 girl.
Okay, so when you tell us all the things that you've done and where you are today, you're their mother, you're their
Yeah.
figurehead.
Yeah.
Do you worry that your daughter will find a man like her father? And do you worry that your boys will become a man like their father?
Have you always wanted to start your own business, your own nonprofit? Are you a closet entrepreneur? Well, Keesa Gooden can help you set up everything from your 501c status in less than 90 days. Help with business taxes and back taxes. She's your personal business assistant. So contact her today at www.camfinancialsgroup.com. That's KAM financialsgroup.com.
Okay, so I'm going to answer that question in 2 ways because of the circumstances that's going on right now.
Okay.
So worry is a different term. I'm concerned that my boys or one of my boys may follow the path of his father because of, he saw most of this abuse. So he saw a lot of this abuse and basically he does the same to his brothers and sisters. So I'm concerned about that. I try to change his course. I try to instill in him not to be that way. But I'm not God, so I can't change him personally. I can advise him that this is not the correct way. This is not the correct approach, how to treat your brothers and sisters, how to treat others. You have to think about others too.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned. And then the influence that the father has over him is a big concern because, the firstborn and, seeing the dad and stuff like that, he kind of have a little bit of control over him with that. Now, my second son, I'm not really concerned because the spirit inside of him can outweigh anything. And it's just like me as a child, going through being alone at 14, his spirit can outweigh anything. And the same for my daughter. I teach her and she will always say, Mommy, this age is for women. This time is for women, independent women. So she already knows at the age of 10 to be independent and to have the kind of people around her and guys like in the future that's going to support her and lift her up because she already saw some of what I went through. But they've always encouraged me and said, Mommy, you're so strong. My kids will remind me sometimes, do you know what you have done? Do you see what you have done? Like, remind me of these things. They say, you're Keesa Gooden, you have done so much. And even in times when I think little of it, little, I think so small of the things I've done and I've gotten through. And sometimes my kids would have to tell me, Mommy, you have been, this is Keesa Gooden. You have done all
Mm.
this already. So they're my biggest motivation, my biggest inspiration. They're my biggest supporter because they know what I'm fighting for is what my next generation, my grandkids, is gonna basically benefit from. So I'm not
Oh,
doing this just for me. I'm
right.
doing this for my kids, my grandkids. When I'm in the grave, my bloodline. That's
Th-
how far I'm doing this.
Ah,
That's
that's called legacy with a capital
exactly,
L. Now, I think that's
exactly.
beautiful. That is so on point. Now, Kessa, let me ask you something about your husband and the kids and all that, because we hear a lot of talk. I even have a person in my world, one of my coaching clients, that specializes in the breaking of generational cycles. Now, do you
Hmm.
believe that any of the stuff that, or let's just call them what they are, the demons
But
that,
yeah,
that the son, the one son that you
oh
spoke of, may deal with, and because you said the father, and you see it in the bloodline.
yeah.
Excuse me. How do you feel about that? Do you think that is a real thing? Generational
I
cycle?
kn- I know it's real because I personally had to break a lot of generational cycle with my own family. I had to break so much with my entire family, my mother, my dad. I had to break a lot. So there may be still some left that I can't break for my son, that he will have to go through this life and break it himself. But I know it's there because, like the Bible said, the sins of the fathers falls on the shoulder of the sons. So based off of the life that I live, I know 100% it's there.
Hmm.
It is
You
there.
know, that's a
It
piece
is there.
right there that a lot of people kind of skim over, or we like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, okay. But nobody wants to sit there. We do the
Yeah.
50-yard dash past it. Generational cycle. You know, but I'm so grateful that you acknowledge that, because I think it is a real thing. It is a
Yeah.
real thing. And I believe when we are faced with it and we break it, it changes
Mhm.
everything, because all of
Yes.
us, our goal is to make it better for those coming than it was for those
Yes.
behind us. And so,
Exactly.
and that requires a lot of sacrifice.
It
It
does.
requires a lot of things that don't make sense, and belief in a lot of things that you cannot see.
Yes.
And
That's so
you
true.
know, what I love is our women of color. Not to say that it's different for any other woman, but I know because I've lived with them and I had many of them in my life. People know my story, know that I had 22 mothers, and the
Yes.
majority of them were women of color. And I'm going to tell you something. Hats off to our mothers, our wives, our sisters, our grandmothers, our aunts, our cousins, our women of color, because in my life, they have worn every single hat known to man.
Yes.
All of them, when they could barely keep their own self standing. They
Yeah.
carry entire families. And
Yeah.
so, Keesa Gooden, I'm telling you what, I am so, so proud of you.
Thank you.
I know just for your tenacity when it came, you know, your computer yesterday, the sound wasn't working. You went out and bought a new one and said, "I'll take it back tomorrow." I'm
Yeah.
telling you, keep doing. You let nothing get in your way. Keep moving. If there is ever anything we can do from this side of the aisle to help take you to the next level, I am telling you, you got that coming. I see you, my
Okay.
sister. I see you.
Thank you
I
so much.
celebrate you. And I'm gonna tell you what,
Thank you.
I know, even through like conversations like this morning and this evening, 99% of the people still don't even get this much of what you really got going. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I see you and I see
Thank you.
everything about you. That's my gift, that God gives
Thank you.
me glimpses inside other people's greatness. And I am telling you, the day is coming when one day people are going to know your name just like they know Coretta Scott King. I'm telling you what I know. So you keep doing what you're doing and you keep changing the
Thank
world one person at a time. I'm
you.
so
Yes.
proud to know you. And I'm telling you,
Thank you.
you have lived a mighty story early. So let's get her done. You have an open invitation. You can come back here
Thank you.
anytime you want. You just ring the
Thank
doorbell
you.
and you just walk right on up in here. You hear me? I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm telling you. Thank you so much. And listen,
Thank
when
you.
I let you go now, put in where people can continue. I know there's some people that want to talk to you privately. I can feel it, and you all know who you are. Reach out to her, continue this dialogue. And Keesa, whenever you're ready to come back, knock on the door and you're back. Okay.
Yes.
God bless you.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Okay.
it.
All the
Bye.
best.
Sending you love.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you go, everybody. That was Keesa Gooden. Wow. I'm telling you, I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. I felt it all through my spirit. She has endured so much at an early age, and she is here in this world to make it a better place for all. And man, I feel so honored to just have been in her presence. I am not kidding you. I mean that with everything in me. And I want to thank all of you for being here, for being a part of it. I'll see you here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central for another episode of Bathroom Moments. God bless you and be blessed.